Thank you. Our next speaker is Lorrie Thomas. Lorrie is a marketing educator, writer, strategist. She owns a web marketing agency called Web Marketing Therapy and has a brand called the Wild Web Women of Marketing, right? And actually also teaches at UCSB and UC Berkeley, lectures all over the country, and is here tonight to talk to us a little bit more about the application of social networking and social media in today's businesses. Please join me in welcoming Lorrie Thomas.
I have a hard time standing still behind a podium, so I'll move about the cabin. So yes, I'm a wild web woman, and it's exciting to be at the forum and representing some of the she-geeks out there. It kind of started as a joke. We were playing on Twitter and geeking out on websites and all that stuff, and before we knew it, Amelia and I co-teach a class at UCSB Extension on social media, just the subject of social media. And all of a sudden, we were teaching Twitter, and oh my gosh, so didn't think I would end up doing that. But it is really exciting to talk about marketing through social networks, and there's a lot to think about, and it's not just for kids. It's used by for-profits, nonprofits, big business, as well as small business. So we have to practice what we preach, so I have to learn all this stuff, so I learn it through my organization. So there I am on Facebook writing, oh my God, I'm totally excited to be speaking at the MIT Enterprise Forum. That's really not what we all do on Facebook, but the joke is always that we are kind of out there talking about all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I started playing around with this, and there's my avatar. She always looks good and has makeup on. Love that. And there I am on Twitter saying, I had a sesame bagel and a latte for breakfast. Does anyone really care? Just kind of playing with this stuff, because everyone says, people really care what you have for breakfast? Some businesses, they do care. It's sometimes not about what the typical business talk of the day is. It is about authenticity. And in the social media world, authenticity is a phrase that has just been used to death, but it's a very relevant phrase. And our personalities do come through in business, and you can be the CEO of a company, and you can be blogging, and you can have a one-on-one conversation with people that normally you wouldn't have the opportunity to have. So as business owners, it is important to think about what really all of this stuff is all about. And here is the wild, wild world we live in. I was in San Antonio, Texas last week speaking at a conference about taming the wild, wild web. And so I started bringing up pictures of all of these things. And the world of the web is ever changing. Pop-ups were huge a few years ago. Search engine marketing is always still a big, and one of the most critical pieces of the marketing puzzle. But now pieces like social media are actually driving search engine visibility. How many of you guys are on Facebook? Cool. Okay, so I only speak at these events so I can build my friends. So Lorrie Thomas, be my friend on Facebook so I can be cool. LinkedIn. LinkedIn? Wow, coolio. Any of you blog? Okay, and so we're kind of whittling down. How many of you are web-lebrities on YouTube? Anybody? I see a few, or webutants. Flickr. I know the wild web women are on Flickr, and pictures like this will probably be on Flickr before I know it. And Dogster. Who's on Dogster? Thank you, representing in the house. Dogster was a social media application that was originally created to bring dog owners together. So I could say, I'm Lorrie, and my cat Fluffy, or my dog Fluffy, here it is. And what happened was people started posting pictures of Fluffy saying, I'm Fluffy, I'm 8 pounds, I like to go for walks on the beach. And oh, I'm Spot, and I like to go for walks on the beach too. And Dogster turned out to be a social media marketing phenomenon. And guess how Dogster pays the bills? Advertisers like Purina and all that are dying to get into the hearts and minds of passionate dog lovers. So now there's Catster, and there's probably going to be Fishster and stuff someday before we know it. So yeah, why didn't we think of that? Darn, but oh well. I like this slide because it makes me look smart. Graphs are always a good thing, and it's the teacher in me, and Amelia is actually the one that did her research when we co-teach our class, UCSB Extension, starting October 7th. Check it out. And explosion of social media. This isn't just a revolution. This isn't a trendy thing, okay? This is an evolution as we are building our businesses and building marketing. True meaning of marketing is maximizing relationships. I'm a marketing therapist. I'm going to get touchy-feely on y'all for just a minute. And we're going to talk about relationships because that is really what we are doing in business. We're increasing sales. We're repeat sales. We're building relationships. And organizations, for-profit or nonprofit, are getting into the hearts and minds of the people that they want to serve by building relationships. And it isn't just, teenagers that are on Twitter. Reading blogs and weblogs going up. Starting my own blog is going up. Leaving a comment on a blog. Uploading my photos to a photo sharing site. Uploading a video clip to a video sharing site. Watching video clips online and creating a profile on a social network. Video is the blue bar that has the highest increase. I don't know who has time to watch videos all day, but as a marketer, you just need to pay attention to the numbers, and that's what's happening. And I think video is so popular because it's show me, don't tell me in marketing. And on websites, I use the analogy of the Peanuts character. Remember, like in class, they had the teacher that went wah 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 wah. That's what happens to people when we're with all the noise. Websites, wah 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 wah. A photo, a video, a quick 2 minutes that illustrates who you are, what you do, who you serve, or brings light to something. When I was in Texas last week, it was a telecommunications conference, and they're in the billing industry, meaning that they do third-party local exchange carrier billing, and they did a video called Billing the Kid, where they shot it at a Western event, and they told the story of billing the kid and how the fraudsters came into town and were doing unethical telecommunication things. And this organization, they're called BSG, and you can go to my blog, we blogged about it, or you can go to YouTube and look it up. They did a brilliant video. Instead of going, you guys need to be better about your marketing practices, they did a really enlightening, funny video that got the message across, and they invested time in it. It was like a good weekend, I think, for a lot of the team members. They wrote a script, but that video works for them time and time and time and time again, and they were able to get a message through in a way that their audience would actually digest it. So instead of them saying, do this, they illustrated it. So video can be huge. And how many of you guys have kids? Okay, do you guys, like when your kids are watching TV and you're like, hello, you with me? Okay, video, think of it that way. It does capture us, even for those of us big kids.